So I have put together this Leviathan Dread. As you can see, I've already got them based with a couple unfortunate Space Marines that are no longer with us or soon to not be. I have magnetized these arms, and this is going to be a Night Lord's Leviathan Dreadnought. So let's get working on it. Already primed this Leviathan, so I'm going to use contrast Celestium Blue to paint up the hole that isn't already primed silver. And all I'm going to do is cover those panels, and we'll come back once it's done. Now, doing contrast paint on big flat panels like this can be a challenge at times, and generally what I've found is you have to be on top of it and be paying attention to how it's drying and where it's pooling, and if your brush doesn't have quite enough paint on it, come back, bring in more, and just kind of blend it in together on the edges. Do a little bit of feathering, whatever you got to do to kind of keep it going, keep it where you want it. That said, you get some really cool sort of translucent effects from the paint where you can see the armor underneath, the metal underneath, and you get, I think, just really cool, vibrant colors this way. I'm trying to see what I'm doing there. Still kind of glossy and glistening, so a little hard to tell, but managing to get a pretty good coverage. And like I said, while it's still damp, you can kind of come in and blend things a little bit if things aren't covering as well as you would like. And here he is with all the blue painted on him. It's a lot of blue. I think it came out pretty good though. And next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and start painting in some of the details on him. Picking out gold. I'm going to use Nadrak yellow for the gold details, and yeah, we'll see how he looks in a moment. So there's a lot of little details on this guy that it's kind of crazy. The more you look at it, the more there is, but it's really neat kind of spotting those little details and making them show up a bit better. But the Nazdrag yellow painted over the silver, you get this really good kind of burnished gold, aged gold look. I like how it pops. But yeah, I'm going to pick out all the details on this guy's armor, and then like I said, we'll come back. Here we are with the details painted up. I'm liking how he's looking. I have painted some gold on a bit of the trim of the marine down on the ground. The next thing I'm going to do is actually start painting these two marines down here. I'm going to go for a sort of Sons of Horus color, I'm hoping. I'm going to try Eldari Emerald, and if it doesn't look like Sons of Horus, it'll still look like somebody. So let's see how this goes. I have not painted any Sons of Horus before, so. But I've been painting my son's salamanders in this color, but with a slightly different undercoat, and I'm hoping with the more cream colored undercoat I'll get more of that sort of pale sea green that Sons of Horus have. We'll see. Alright, so these two unfortunate Marines, I've got them base coated. I think they look pretty good. And yeah, next thing I'm going to do is paint some additional details, metal parts on the two Marines, and then do some cleanup on the main model. Pick out some red on these Phosphex launchers and some other spots on the Dreadnought. You know, just lots of little details. Alright, so got the detail work kind of done. Got the glowing green on the grav cannon that he's got. Got the swords and everything of the downed Space Marines painted. All in all, I think that's a pretty good start. Now what I need to go in there and do, though, is add the Night Lord's lightning pattern coming down along his armor. Need to weather these guys a bit, darken them up, grunge them up, and of course it needs lots and lots of blood. So that's what we'll get into. So here we go. I've got the models on the base painted. I've got the details on the dread painted. The only thing I haven't really done is proper blood spatter for the guy underfoot, so to speak. So for that, really simple. I'm gonna use some blood for the blood god, and yeah, we'll get that painted in. Now with this, generally I say less is more for the blood spatter, but in this case more is totally fine because this guy got stepped on like an egg, and so stuff would be everywhere. Of the camera work right now, it's kind of hard to get the angle and then also let you see. If you don't have blood for the blood god, there's some other colors and stuff that work. A gloss red can work pretty well. You might want to add chunks or something as well. Some people do that. Some bits of ground up sprue work really well for chunks, and then you cover them up with some of the gloss red. You can do a little bit of pink in there and stuff for Viscera, and yeah, make it look properly awful, given a person being stepped on by a dreadnought would be pretty horrific. Pretty common probably in the 40k era, I would guess, though. Getting a little bit on his claws too, because happy little dreadnought using his pincher claws to ruin people's days. Don't forget to get the undersides and just splatter it on. And yeah. Doing a little bit of flicking. Didn't seem to have worked, but it's okay. Alright, and here he is, all done up. I've done repainted the blades so that they look a little bit better, and got all the blood effect on them. He really made a mess of that one Marine.